Are you originally from Tallahassee or
No, I'm actually from Illinois. I moved to Tallahassee in 2008 with my family. And then it was around the time when I just started high school. I was a freshman in high school. And I stayed there for about 8 years. After I graduated, I dilly-dallied with school for a little bit. That's the best way to put it. And then, yeah, right. And I worked while I was there. And then in 2016, I was like, I went on a trip to India and I was like, okay, I need to start doing the very thing that I've been kind of putting on the back burner for a very long time. So came out to Atlanta and I was gonna get back into music because I have a music background, but there's something further back on the back burner that I've been putting off that I haven't even dabbled with, which is acting. And yeah, here we are today.
When did you meet Justin? How old were you when you met? Was it in high school?
Yeah, it was I must have been our freshman or sophomore year of high school in Hope class. I was
class. Yeah, I had that.
15 years old or so. And I remember the way we interacted was I heard he played guitar or something, and I had just gotten like a new Epiphone Les Paul Special 2 or something. And I showed it to him. And he's like, man, that guitar is trash, man. Oh, hell, what do you have? And then he showed me like a nicer Les Paul. But somehow that interaction just got us like interested in jamming. You know, it wasn't like, I hate you because you hate my guitar. It was just like, well, show me the way, you know.
Justin was, he played in a band. I think one of the things I can tell you about Justin and the band, I remember there was a benefit, and I forget what the benefit is called, but one of the English teachers puts it on. And, him and there's another guy named Justin, they were in a band together. And I used to give him grief all the time because he played this entire session out of tune, and it was like everyone was talking about how out of tune he was. So like even now, like even when he posts something now, maybe a few years ago, he posted something about guitar, and I was like, did you play in tune? So yeah, he goes, one time, Robles, one time, and you're never going to let me forget about it.
JD knows as well. Like, if anything, he inspired me to keep going, the way he ran after it. Cause I'll tell you this, the moving for acting is where I really saw him turn his life around. It's because he needs that ambition to go somewhere. He needs that passion, to have. If he doesn't have that, for him, he feels like, what's my purpose? And so once he figured out what he wanted to do, watching him just consistently, there's some, but he's always stabilized and continued to do better and better. And so I'm proud of him, man. Like, he's always been great at negotiating, always been very articulate, detail oriented, and that's why we got along very well. Like, we both cared about, when we're in a band, we both cared about the music. We both cared about every little detail of each part, And so we see a lot of each other and each other, as friends. And I think that's really kept us bonded, to this day. So I love that man. He is just one of the best friends I could ask for. I haven't argued with him since high school. Like, we used to argue all the time, bro. Like,
if you're in a band together, it's bound to happen.
Right. But like, there was one point when we realized we were being stupid, and we called ourselves out to each other, emphasized what each other said. And we're just like, yeah, why are we not doing anything? Why do we feel we need to be better than each other? Why do we feel we need to do this? Like, yeah, it's dumb. Okay, so let's just work together. And from that point, we haven't had any arguments.
Being on set with any of those, like all of those, like very well-established actors and actresses, did any of them like give you any sort of advice that really stuck out to you, or did they take you under their wing, or was it more?
if anything, like I know I've always known how to, you know, be professional on set, but it was more so like just the smaller things. One of the cast members, not gonna say who, but like they always reminded me of like, you know, just what's the best way to put it? Like to make sure that you're aware of like how comfortable everyone else is. Like she would, like after I was done with my scene, or if I ever was walking past camera or something like that, she let me know like, hey, just FYI, don't watch the cameras or the monitors, or like don't be around, don't look at the performers while they're finishing up their scene. Just look away. I was like, interesting tidbit. Okay, cool. And let me see what else. Actually, that was the biggest thing that stood out to me, because I've never heard that from anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think that's like a normal thing, but it was more so maybe for her to be comfortable. So yeah, to be aware of how everyone else works.
Yeah.
You know?
So I do believe I might have asked him, you know, if he thought about doing music, and at that point in time, he was like, no, you know, my folks, they really want me to, you know, I don't know what it was, but I'm sure it wasn't music, and I'm sure it wasn't drama or acting, you know, and I don't think he was in drama or, you know, in high school, you know.
Yeah, no, he said that he had always wanted to act as a kid growing up, but his parents never really let him. And so, you know, he finally like got into guitaring, and, you know, music was his passion. And then he went to TCC for a little bit and started dating a girl who had a criminology background. And so he thought he was going to go into that field, but then he realized that he just really was not going to find any fulfillment in a career like that. And so he ended up taking a trip to India. And once he came back from India, he decided to move to Atlanta to start pursuing music. But then shortly thereafter is when he decided that he actually wanted to pursue acting instead.
Okay, well, I'm learning something now too.
Yeah.
I never knew the road he took to do that, but I certainly wasn't gonna, you know, discourage him. I mean, you know, he certainly had if for whatever reason it didn't work out, he certainly had the brains to go back and, you know, start over. So I you know, I wasn't worried about that. I was just glad he was doing something that he was, you know, happy doing.
Yeah, and he's very adamant on that. He would rather work and do a career that, you know, just gives him fulfillment. And if he can get monetary gain off of it, then good. But he's not going to work just for monetary value and security.
Right. If I could just give back in the same way that, you know, art has given to me, I'd be kind of good with my life, you know, not really chasing money, chasing the dream more so than anything, literally.